Welcome back to the water temple. We're dying.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening or where to go or what's going on.
I'm gonna look at maps. How have I've been through those areas it shows, supposedly, and I haven't found the chests that it's showing me.
I'm realizing I'm still stuck on the topic in my head of the last episode of being mad about free games not being around when we were kids.
Yeah. It is kind of bullshit.
There's just so many of them now, and they're all like super rad.
Yeah.
You know, like I was watching Shade play like what's that one where it's like an action RPG, but it's in like narrow hallway-esque kind of things, kind of like Phantasy Star Online, but like fantasy. I mean, fuck, even Terra Online is free.
Dude,
now.
fucking everything's free.
Terra
Everything's
Online
free and
is
awesome.
Free, and fucking dude, it's like okay. Here's something I could talk about. Wait,
fucking millennials and their free games.
I hope I didn't talk about this on the show already. Maybe I talked about it in the unreleased Smash Bros video. My concept, everything is amazing and worthless.
Yeah.
Where everything in the modern age is fucking amazing, but because there's so much of it, it's all totally worthless.
Yeah.
Because like you can get anything for free now. You can't like. People are making the best stuff ever, and they can't make any money off of it, and no one can sustain it.
Yep.
And it's amazing that stuff is even getting made. Like, how the fuck is stuff getting made when no one can sustain making it, you know? Because, like, it's getting...
Okay, so I definitely can't go this way.
It's getting harder and harder to, like, support yourself financially.
Yeah.
So that means you have to work more and more, and that means you have less and less time to make creative shit. But there's so many people making creative shit.
Fuck, okay.
That there's more of it than ever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the weirdest duality going on. And like I said, it can't sustain itself. Like at some point, this is all going to implode.
Yeah.
Like the arts as we know it are going to implode because no one can make enough money. Like I'm making enough money to live off of my work because I live at home.
Yeah.
This would not be possible without living at home. You know, like because like you could say that like I could possibly get to a point where I could live on my own, like with the amount of money I make, if my channel keeps getting bigger, which I don't even know if it will, because anime fandom is limited, and the amount of anime fans who care about my kind of content is limited, so who knows how much bigger I can even get, unless I change up my video style somewhat, or like, you know, find some way to reach a bigger audience. Anything could happen, but even then, I would never have been able to make it to that point if I hadn't had the time, you know, like, and I wouldn't have had the time if I was still working a normal job. Or if I'd gone to college or anything like that, you know. So, like... So, I'm, like, an extremely lucky circumstance. But then, like... It's not sustainable. At some point, I have to either be making more money than I am right now, or this won't work out. Because I can't live with my parents forever, you know. Like, I can't be in this comfortable situation forever. So, if my job doesn't rocket up in a big way at some point, then I will eventually be fucked. And everyone will. We will all be fucked. The day will come when every artist is fucked, because every musician is making music for everyone and getting no money for it. You know, like that's why, and it's genius with stuff like Patreon and Kickstarter are like a good step in the right direction, where it's like, all right, people just pay for the shit they want, and the people actually make money. And like I first understood Kickstarter when
I finally figured out what I need to do.
Good. I first like began to understand Kickstarter when Mindless Self-Indulgence did it. Yeah. Because they were a band who like they kind of got big at the start of like the Napster age, right? Where like everyone was just downloading illegal music. And MSI was a band that got huge among teenagers because their lyrics were like dumb and goofy and shit like that. And teenagers didn't want to pay for albums because they don't have any money because they're fucking broke high schoolers. And so they were the ones who were downloading all the albums. So MSI everyone knew who they were. Everyone in high school was listening to them, but no one was paying for the albums.
Yeah.
So they can't really make enough money making their music, even though they're popular enough that they should be. So, you know, when they finally came back after like 5 or 6 years to make another album, they did it through Kickstarter because they were like, we know you people won't pay for our music unless you do it up front.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how much more willing people are in that case, because like, you know, you're kind of holding it for ransom. It's like, if you release the album out of nowhere, people just want to hear it, they download it, and then they don't think about it, and they don't think about the fact that you need the money.
Yeah.
You know? They don't think...
They think, oh, you're fucking...
Right.
You already have money because you're a musician.
The way they did it, they literally said they were holding the album for ransom. The guy's like, I've already written it all.
Yeah.
You can't have it unless you pay for it. You know, that was their angle for it, which was genius, and it worked. They made plenty of money. They probably made more on that Kickstarter than they make on their normal albums. They don't have to pay any... I mean, they have to pay taxes on it, and they have to pay fees to Kickstarter, but they don't have to pay anything to the record label that would have had to release it, you know.
And then another thing with Kickstarter that a lot of people don't seem to understand is that, like, MSI already had a big following before they did their Kickstarter. So
but
that's why their Kickstarter worked. But
my point is that, like, a lot of artists who were famous but could not make money for one reason, like with Double Fine, how Double Fine has been the biggest Kickstarter success story. You know who Double Fine is, right? They're the people who made Psychonauts and Brutal Legend. What's his fucking name? Tim Schafer. Like, that is Tim Schafer, right? I think it is. I don't know who that is. The guy who made all those games. Like, he's a legend for creating all these games that are like critically well loved, but which never really managed to sell all that well, and for studios that tend to go out of business. But like, because the people who like him so much, then, you know, he kickstarted this big game project, and it made like ridiculous shit tons of money. And it's like, this guy's been making games all this time, and none of those games which made him famous enough to have a Kickstarter sold as well as the Kickstarter. You know, it's like, that's fucking weird. But at the same time, like, that kind of makes sense as a progressive, like, where we can go in the future. You know, where like I make an almost livable wage off of like 0.1% of my audience that cares enough to, you know, to actually make sure I can keep making my content. So like, you know, that's cool and all, but there's not a lot of people doing it really. And when you look at like music, like the eye-opening moment I had was the first time that I realized I had more subscribers than some of my favorite musicians. Yeah. You know, like, either on YouTube or I had more subscribers than they had album downloads, stuff like that. You know, like, there is a lot of music that I'm into that's fairly underground, where I'll go to their Bandcamp page and like no one's bought it except for me. And I'm like, these guys are not making any money. Yeah. But they're making something that I love either more than or as much as anything I've made. And it's like crazy to me to think about, like, I'm making more money than artists that I respect. Yeah. You know, it's scary because you want to think of everyone as successful. You want to think of them all as doing good, and they're not. These people are all fucking hungry and probably working 2 jobs. People who would probably be like, think of a band like Agaloch, right? Agaloch only puts out an album once every 4 years. God. There is no fucking way
that's their primary
that
income.
that it's their primary income. Like, because not only do they only put out an album once every 4 years, but they don't tour much, like, ever. You know, like, every once in a while. They
probably can't afford to tour most of the time.
Well, like, every couple of years, they tour, like, a few cities, or they tour, like, they did 1 or 2 East Coast tours ever. Yeah. Because they had toured a lot on the West Coast, because that's where they're from. They're from Portland. And then, like, once or twice they came over here, and we saw them one of those times, and it was cool. But they, like, after the show, the dude was, like, literally asking how the sound was and shit, like, to the audience, like, you know, who are still hanging around. Like, that's how few shows they've done. That they were like, oh yeah, was our setup good? You know, like, we're not sure, we're not used to this kind of thing. They've been putting out albums since, like, 99, you know. This was 2010, 2011?
Yeah.
2011, I think. So they only put out one album every 4 years. You know their albums are not like they're big. They're bigger now in like the metal community because they gained like a cult following over the course of like 4 albums though. Like no one knew about their first album at all. You know, The Mantle got like a little bit of credit in only hyper metal circles, you know. And then like by their 4th album people had fucking heard of them. But like most of their shit was not even available for like wide sale. Like it was always like limited pressings and shit. They have like a ton of EPs that there's only like 500 copies of, you know. They're obviously making music purely for the passion of it, but they're not, and it's music that's incredible, and everyone who's a fan of them thinks they're the greatest band ever, right? I've always thought Agalach was the coolest fucking band ever the whole time I knew about them.
Definitely.
And they are probably not making enough money off of their music to even come close to a livable wage. And they couldn't possibly have done so at the beginning because no one would have. There would never have been enough of an audience. Even if they put out an album every year, there would not have been enough people buying their albums for them to make a living off of it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know that they would be able to today. You know, maybe if they kickstarted an album, maybe they'd have enough fans to like, you know, to pay for it or something. But like, you know, one of my favorite bands probably does not make enough money to live off of their music. And I don't know that they would want to write music more often or to tour. Maybe that's just not. Maybe to them it's something that's only supposed
like
to happen once every 4 years, you know. Or like I'm sure they're very passionate about it, but like maybe it's like an inspiration has to strike, or you know, or maybe they have something else that they like doing just as much. Maybe it's just part of their life, but it's just a trip to think about, you know. How could I possibly be making more money off of what I do than Agalach, whom I have listened to each of their albums thousands of times over the years.
Literally thousands?
I'm fairly certain thousands. I didn't want to say literally because I don't know that it's been that much. But I'm willing to bet I've heard The Mantle and Ashes Against the Grain up to 1,000 times.
God.
Don't you think?
That's a whole bunch of times. I don't know.
I've listened to them since 2006.
A little bit of an exaggeration.
It's been 9 years, and I've been listening to them, like, you know, like regularly for 9 years. You know, I know every note of a lot of their songs by heart. I have to pee super fucking bad.
Go pee, bro. I'll sing a song.
Do that.
I'm singing a song. It's the Connor's Gotta Pee. Connor's Gotta Pee song. This is a song. It's a song about. Yeah, it is. You don't judge me.
Alright, you know what? Go ahead. Sing whatever you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Singing a song. I'm singing a song about Conrad. He's taking a pee. Playing Zelda. The song is a song. It's a song. It's not a great song. Conrad farted. Fart. That would be beautiful.
I like how your song turned into just squealing terror at the end. Just,
save me.
You were singing and then you started dying. Someone started strangling you midway through.
I couldn't think of a song to sing, like an actual song. Sing an actual song.
Sing a song. Yeah. Sing out loud. Sing out strong. Sing of good things and bad. Or is it not bad? Sing of happy, not sad.
Yeah, dog.
I don't remember the rest of the lyrics.
Yeah, bro.
Progress is being made. Holy shit.
Yeah.
This is like progressive auto insurance. We've done this joke in this show. In this
I can't help that anytime I hear the word progressive, I think.
We did it, I think, in the same context. I think it was literally I said progressive and we started doing YYZ.
Yes.
Well, why don't you do like a Dream Theater song or something?
Fuck Dream Theater.
Hey man,
Starters. Maybe I could go like, shit.
What's another progressive band?
Opeth.
Opeth.
Let's do some Opeth. Oh, I'm feeling that.
Yeah, it's a little too metal. We need more like just straight up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I need like super proggy
Pull
shit.
me under.
How about we could do some Yes, some Roundabout.
Oh yeah. Oh, fuck,
it's too hard to
wait, the bass
tweedle that
line's
one.
like boom 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 boom. I'll be your roundabout. Yeah, it is kind of hard to tweedle that one.
It's not easy.
It's got.
It's
too
not
many
like
vocals.
YYZ where it's just instant and like
Dink, dink, dink,
super
dink,
easy.
dink, da-da. It's also not super proggy. Need more like. You know what it should be is like some Dillinger Escape Plan. Some. I smell that whore.
Stop it. This is not going to be enjoyable for anyone.
It is for me. I'm having the time of my life. Oh fuck! What's the song called? 40. I want to say it's 43% burnt. It might be 47% burnt. Some 40-something% burnt by Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Is that how you feel? Oh, puzzles.
It's like the best Dillinger Escape Plan song, other than Hollywood Squares.
I don't like Dillinger Escape Plan.
I don't either, except for those two songs. But I do. You know what I do like that I played it for you once, and I think I put it on your computer, but we only listened to it like twice. That album, "The Moon Is a Dead World" by Gospel. Do you remember that? It was super proggy screamo. That was kind of like Circle Takes the Square. But like more like it's like if you took Circle Takes the Square and ISIS and like made them one band, you'd get that. Anyways, it's really cool. I had it on my computer forever and not really listened to it, and then like
oh shit! Here we fucking go.
And then yesterday I was listening to it like on repeat all day.
Are you ready, Conrad?
I am
for
ready.
One of the coolest fucking when I was a kid cool fights in the world.
When I was a kid, cool. I was gonna say now this fight, like I've seen this fight kind of panned by people.
Really?
Like, considered lame because like
it's cool. You're fighting Link. And he stands on your sword. It's awesome.
But like the optimal strategy to beat him is to get out your hammer and just fucking wail on him.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. You didn't? Really?
No, I had no idea.
That's
I forgot I could use the hammer in this temple. That's what I've been missing this whole time. Oh my god.
Yeah, the last time I played this, I'm pretty sure I got out the hammer and just fucking destroyed him.
Well, that's kind of lame. I never knew you could do that. I always just traditionally sword fought.
I think you can do that anyway.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Or maybe you suck. I mean, how do you sword fight him, though? Because he parries everything you do.
It's like, just intense. You have to, like, bait his attacks.
Did you know that he was originally... Oh, wait, I told you this already. That he was originally from Zelda 2.
This is wonderful AI. Yeah, you did.
He's fucking terrifying in Zelda 2. He'll just wreck your shit.
It kind of mirrors what I do, so that makes me think I gotta do something to have him... Okay, there we go. Shit, you fuck.
Seriously, I remember just getting out the hammer and beating the shit out of him. Or maybe it was bombs. I'm pretty sure the key is just to like not use your sword because he's just gonna do whatever you do with it.
No, that didn't seem to work.
Yeah, that's weird. It didn't look like it hit him, but maybe it's because it didn't hit him from behind.
God, get off my sword, you ass.
There's got to be something. Maybe the hook shot can stun him.
No, he rolled under it.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? He does it every time now.
Maybe it's the spin slash. Wait for him to get in range and then spin
I
slash.
think I already tried that. Let's just fight him.
Well, you're not succeeding.
Shut up! Alright? Get off my dick. Trying to fight
hammer again.
Dark Link.
Just try to time it better.
Ah, you're making me try all these things that are just gonna make me more confused, and I'm not gonna fucking beat him.
If you say so.
Uh,
I guess you can do whatever you want, but you're getting your ass kicked.
Shut the fuck up.
Is there any hearts around here? I just don't want to have to watch you walk all the way back.
You fuck with me enough that now it's like
it's always
like I'm gonna die.
My fault.
We made all these fucking suggestions like there was some trick to it.
I'm fairly certain there is a trick to it. I've seen it talked about
Are there really
a lot.
no pots in here?
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to die and fucking
Well,
walk all the way
unless you
back
can
here.
just kick his ass. Get
Well-
out that Bushido. What is Navi trying to tell you? Maybe she can help. Unless she's just gonna be like, he mirrors all your moves. What did she say?
I don't know.
Control yourself? Conquer yourself. Okay. Why did we need to hear from you for that?
I don't know. You ask. The hell, luck on you shitty fucking game. Jesus. Alright, I'm dead. There's probably a fairy in that other pot out there. Yay.
Should we, this episode, should this episode just run until you beat Dark Link?
Probably. I mean, I can probably get back there fairly quickly. Hopefully. Kill some spiders. And get some hearts. Just that whole room before him was like super fucking time consuming. Stop playing on your fucking phone, dude.
I'm trying to find out
we
how to
gotta
beat
say
Dark
something. It became completely silent.
Well, I'm fucking trying to look up how to beat Dark Link, and I'm getting like bombarded by ads and shit. And it's
The fuck?
fucking obnoxious.
Like loading music, elevator music on the screen while we wait for you to find this.
The easiest way to defeat Dark Link is with the Megaton Hammer, as Dark Link cannot block or mimic its attacks.
You blocked it plenty of times when I was using
Big
it.
Goron's sword and the Giant's knife also work well in this fight, as Dark Link cannot block strikes from these long weapons very easily. Using either one can be risky, however, as Link cannot use a shield when wielding these weapons. The easiest way to hit him, using only the Master Sword, is to Z-target him and swing 3 times rapidly. The third swing will be in the opposite direction of the first 2. Scoring a hit almost every time, and to attack him without Z-targeting at all. The amount of damage you... That's right, you're supposed to not target him, I think, is like the way that we usually beat him.
I know there was... I mean, obviously I fucking beat him before, so
Right.
there's gotta be some kind
I think
of
that's...
thing
If
I
you
do.
have not been using the Megaton Hammer, you've probably been, like, either not targeting him or doing the third swing that I just mentioned.
Oh, I remember being a fun fight where I just, like, just fight the fuck out of him
Fucking
for a
wail
while.
I still don't have any conversation topics. I'm very focused on
This
you
might have to
beating
be
Dark Link.
beat Dark Link and then
And then finish the whole...
quit it off.
Are you saying that this is going to be the obvious last
It
episode?
kind of is the obvious last episode.
I kind of wanted to play until we beat the Water Temple, though.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna be boring, I don't know.
Like, every play session we've done... Well, I mean, we've been coming up with topics. Just right now, I have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, because we ran out of topic.
No, I mean, after we brought up, like, prog music and shit, and we had stuff, I'm just really focused on Dark Link right now.
Yeah.
I want him to be beat so this episode can end.
We'll see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I
Like,
said, hey, what's going on? And he tries.
Oh my god, do I try? try all the time in this institution.
And he prays.
Oh my God, do I pray? Pray every single day for revolution. And I say, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I say, don't cry out loud. Just keep it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings. I said, hey, what's going on? Alright, we're fighting Dark Link again. That hey was just long enough to take us to this battle.
He said he couldn't block it, but he's clearly blocking it.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. Alright, maybe just try using the sword, not targeting him. Or maybe just don't target him.
Yeah, maybe you can't block it if I'm not targeting.
Well, it said that about the sword, too. So you just run at him with the sword without targeting him. Seems like he's just fucking...
He dodges my shit. Okay.
Are you hurting him?
We're like clashing in a way, I think. I'm not sure.
There we go.
There we go.
That's a hurt.
Okay, this is fun now. They're just clashing and it's like, yeah!
This is the kind of shit that Victor would love.
Yeah!
Like, I'm sure most people are like, this is fucking dumb, and Victor's like, oh yeah! Cross counter,
We're sword fighting!
I mean, I'm fairly certain that the fact that you experienced this fight as a kid is why you thought the end of Metal Gear Solid 4 was so amazing.
Oh man, yeah.
The constant cross.
I always love those. When you're fighting a guy who's the same like build as you, and it's like cool,
brother. My brother, tell me what are we fighting for? Isn't life for so much more? We should love one another. Oh, can't we
Holy
just
shit, he takes a lot of
pretend
hits.
this war never began? Tell me why, brother, my brother. Anyone who doesn't get why that's relevant,
oh, that scream! That was badass.
go watch the Pokemon
microphone.
movie.
Oh fuck, man! If you haven't seen the first Pokemon movie, oh, and then it
Whoa,
turns into a
the
normal
room is
room.
like
It's so fucking cool.
a room.
That's such a fucking great moment.
That
in
is
this game.
pretty fucking cool.
It's just an awesome fight.
That moment was
And
definitely
then you get a
cool.
fucking weapon you already had, but better. This is why like the fucking 2 hook shots in Twilight Princess is badass. You're like, dude, I got fucking 2. That shit is so much fun.
I think that's probably also one of the complaints people have about this dungeon, is that it's just the long shot, which you already have a hook shot, you know?
Yeah.
I
gotta
think
say,
that's
the
something Matthew
weapons,
Matosis complained about.
the weapons in Twilight Princess are likely a big part of why I love that game.
Yeah. You're very about the meta of Zelda. The things that, like, carry over through, you know, like, the
I'm always
dungeons,
a huge fan of
bosses,
weapons, and I'm a huge fan of bosses, and I
Right.
love the dungeon, so it's like, those are the aspects that
Whereas
I really
for
get
me,
into.
it's more about the, like, base layer stuff, like, is the world cool? Is
And
the
these are
mechanics cool?
The initial fundamentals of my enjoyment of games comes from Zelda. So
Right.
it's like, this is the first game I loved. Of course, every game I'm looking for weapons and bosses because that's like,
Right.
those were the first
Even
things
like,
I liked.
even like MMO games, you're
Yeah.
always about the weapons.
Oh yeah,
and
weapons and the
bosses.
bosses. Even though MMO games are pretty much about fucking getting
Right.
weapons and armor and bosses.
But they're not fun to play.
I don't like the look of that right there. Those
I guess that would be like the fundamental difference right there. Like you can really see it come out in MMOs. Where like we both love Zelda, but the reasons you love Zelda lead you to also like MMOs, whereas
Yeah.
the reasons I love Zelda lead me to not really care about MMOs.
I don't know. I
for
wouldn't
Terra.
compare MMOs and Zelda enjoyment-wise much. I
Well,
would
when
say
you-
like with Dark Souls, it's a similar enjoyment.
Well,
with
I
Zelda.
like Dark Souls as well, though. Like,
Yeah.
But I would say like the fact that you like weapons and bosses is why you like MMOs. And the fact that I don't care about weapons and bosses has a lot to do with why I don't care about MMOs. The things I like about Zelda are not present in an MMO, whereas they are for you, to at least some extent.
Huh.
Wouldn't you say so?
It depends. I guess exploration is also a thing I like, and seeing new areas, and that's usually a motivator for me in MMOs.
Right.
As well as just... See, that goes into a different RPG feel, though, because I love the feeling of leveling up and getting new skills and stuff, which is not something you do in Zelda.
You kind of do, though. When you get items...
It's not the same. It's not the same as, like...
I consider Zelda to be an action
having
RPG.
skill trees and stuff like that, and, like, building your character the way you want, and having class systems and stuff. That's what I get into. Like, the class systems are definitely my biggest thing in MMOs, which again comes to the first MMO I played as, well, not thinking about Phantasy Star Online, but the first MMO I played as Ragnarok. What I loved about it as a kid was the multiple classes, and that you got to, like, kind of, like, choose which class tree you wanted to go down, and there were, like, subclasses and stuff like that, and that's what I really loved about it more than anything. And I would just sit there and research the classes because I never got far enough into the game to actually upgrade my class, but that's what I liked about it. So classes are a big deal for me in MMOs, more than weapons and armor and shit like that. But endgame MMO stuff is always, it's about wanting to get more weapons, because that's the only real, like,
there's something weirdly stressful about watching you, like, struggle, but you're talking really normal. Like, you're not acknowledging the fact that you're, like, getting horribly devoured by this
I'm just trying to get out of it, and it's not working. I'm just gonna have to hold out. This part's a little frustrating.
Wait, we never ended the episode after you beat Dark Link.
Ah, shit.
Alright, that's it for this episode. It's probably like 40 minutes long.
Yay!